Israeli military is preparing for the next stages of the war with Hamas militant group. As hostilities enter the 9th day, Israeli troops are gearing up for strikes from the air, sea and land as they prepare for significant ground operations in Gaza. Over 1,300 people were killed in the attacks on Israel, and another 2,300 people have been killed in Israel's retaliatory attacks on Gaza. In the latest, the Israeli Defense Forces have announced that they will not target the corridor being used by Gaza residents who are moving south for their safety. An IDF spokesperson said, and I quote, IDF will refrain from targeting the designated axis between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. The IDF has requested Gaza residents to take advantage of the short period of time to move south from the northern Gaza Strip and Gaza City south to Khan Yunis. The announcement comes as an Israeli attack is currently underway at a firing range in Lebanon. Earlier, firing was reported at an Israeli settlement across the border. Meanwhile, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has said that Israel's actions in Gaza have gone beyond the scope of self-defense and that the Israeli government must cease its collective punishment of the people of Gaza. Wang made the comments on a call to his Saudi Arabian counterpart, saying all parties should not take any action to escalate the situation. The United States is sending another aircraft carrier strike group to the Eastern Mediterranean Sea near Israel. The USS Eisenhower and its affiliated warships will join another strike group already stationed in the region. The US aims to deter hostile actions against Israel or any efforts towards widening the war. Washington has also sent munitions to Israel and warned other countries not to escalate the conflict. The announcement from Pentagon came hours after US President Joe Biden called Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Apart from underlining Washington's ironclad support to Tel Aviv, President Biden discussed international coordination to ensure innocent civilians have access to water, food, and medical care. He also spoke with Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who stressed the urgent need to allow urgent humanitarian aid corridors in Gaza. On ground zero, Israel has massed hundreds of thousands of troops and military equipment at the border along Gaza. Israel has also ordered Palestinians living in Gaza to move south. This as a full-blown ground invasion is imminent. Meanwhile, Israeli cities continue to come under rocket fire from Gaza, with Tel Aviv being hit overnight. On the other hand, Hamas has told people not to leave, saying that the roads out are unsafe. The group has alleged that dozens were killed in strikes on cars and trucks carrying refugees. Israel says Hamas is preventing people from leaving in order to use them as human shields. The Gaza Strip had already plunged into darkness after the territory's sole power station went out of fuel. The latest satellite images obtained by Global Times shows the stark contrast between the current and past situations. Considering the situation in Gaza, the European Commission has announced tripling its current humanitarian assistance to almost $79 million. The European Union decided earlier this week to maintain aid to Palestinians, backtracking after a commissioner said the European Commission was putting all its development aid for Palestinians under review.
UN Migration Agency is concerned.
Our correspondent Siddhant Sibal joins us to get you more updates right from Ashkelon, which continues to be pounded by rockets fired from the Gaza Strip. Have a look.
Lot of dust you can see behind me. These are dust created due to tanks. These are tanks exercising. We have seen several of these visuals while we're traveling to southern Israel. These tanks are now amassing on the Israel and Gaza border ahead of the launch of the ground offensive. But situation on the ground precarious, concerning, and of course also a situation of heightened security. But these are the visuals we have seen since morning. morning as we travel to southern Israel. Many of the Israeli security personnel traveling to that part of Israel now. We have been told to take cover in case of rocket launches. There are several bunkers who have been created all around the area, and many of these areas in southern Israel have been evacuated. In fact, all throughout our trip, we have seen isolated places in terms of the lack of people. In fact, ghost towns we have seen, and this is since the attack that happened almost a week ago. With video journalist Sanjeet Siddhant Sibal.